Now, one of the cardinal sin every time we have this financially advisory conversation is the sin of data dump. Alam nyo kasi, no, most of the people that you will be talking to is not as financially literate as what we think they are. Right? We need to take this step by step, no, depending on the stage of of the relationship you're trying to develop with the prospect. First meeting pa lang, you're talking about the stock market agad. No? First meeting pa lang, you're talking about, beta coefficient, etc., etc. Alam nyo, malilito kliyente. Remember, one of the biggest reasons why clients are saying no to us is not because they're not interested, it's because they do not understand. And do you think that giving them lots of information in the beginning will make them understand? No. Yan ang unang mistake ko sa financial advisory. I dump a lot of data on the client at the very beginning. And result is that they're too confused to make a decision. Right? So we need to look at this in terms of stages. Right now, in developing a client or client relationship in the field of financial advisory, there are 4 stages that we need to be fully aware of. All right. First is that we need a narrative to develop a prospect base. That means convincing somebody who's not interested in our products to somebody who's interested. Simple lang. We just make them interested, and we do that using what we call an advocacy narrative. Now, once interested na yung prospect, we need to convert that prospect to a client. That's where the security narrative comes in. Now, ngayon, kliyente mo na siya, no? But suddenly, he got scared about the volatility. He got scared about this market fluctuation. You need a maintenance narrative. How do you keep the clients happy? Okay? How do you keep them from worrying too much? The objective of the maintenance narrative is to maintain good relations with the client. Lastly, expansion narrative. This is where you start building up your relationship with the client. LIMRA study shows that a typical client will be buying what? 6 to 7 policies within their lifetime. Marami sa atin siguro tumitigil na after selling 1 or 2, tumitigil lang tayo. Alam mo, marami pa yan eh. Alright, now this is where your expansion narrative comes in. So these are the stages, no? Lahat ng those 7.8 million depositors right now na may 100,000 in the bank, they're just lead. Ibig sabihin, we don't know whether they're interested or not. But what we know as a fact is that they have excess money in the bank. So lead natin sila. So the first thing we need to do is to convert them to a prospect. This is where the advocacy narrative comes in. How do you convince somebody that has all his money to the bank to consider other options? So dapat meron tayong narrative dyan. I will give you an example later. Now, once prospect mo na siya, interested na to know more, siyempre, dapat we need to convert them to a client. Di man tayo living for advocacy, di ba? There has to be something in it for us. And the only time we get a payback is when these people actually buy one of our products. Right? Now, to convince them to commit, okay, by buying our product, okay, you need another set of narrative. This is to convince them why a BUL is the best solution for them, to set aside money for their retirement. Parang ganyan ang takbo niya. Okay? So let me give you an example. On the left side are people na siguro is not yet aware that PUL exists. Na? These are the people who keeps all of their hard-earned money in the bank, etc., etc. Now, you have to make them realize that if 100% of their savings is in the bank, 100% obviously will be exposed to inflation. So, anong advice natin? Okay, sir, you need to diversify eh. To beat inflation, you need to be able to put your money in different baskets. Now, how much should be left in the bank? No, if you look at financial prudence, no, ang rule of thumb dyan is what? 3 to 6 months of your average monthly expense. Sir, magkano ba ang ginagastos mo to support your family monthly? No, sabi ni Sir, 50,000 a month, Jeff. Sabi natin times 6, 50,000 times 6, magkano siya? 300,000. Tama ba mathematics ko? Okay, 300,000. Sir, if I may ask, magkano na balanse mo sa bangko? 5 million. Ako po. If you talk about prudent, wealth management, only 300,000 should be in a low-yielding savings account because a low-yielding savings account have only one use, and that is what? Liquidity. So out of the 5 million in your bank account right now, only 300 should be in a savings account. The rest should be diversified away. Once you diversify it away from a savings account, now this sum of money will now have the chance to beat inflation. Diba? Remember, ang investment hurdle natin is just 3.6% if you base it on the inflation today. Right? Taking that money out of the bank is actually helping them. Do you know that? Kasi if all money is just there in the bank, lahat yan kakainin ng inflation eh. No? By educating them, by advocating to them that they need to diversify, you're actually helping them. Okay? Because you're taking yung money nila from a risk position to a position wherein it might actually make money. Now, second, sabi sa akin ng kliyente ko, Jeff, convinced na ako dyan sa demographic sweet spot mo. Mag-i-invest na ako. Pero alam mo, Jeff, I'd rather invest my money in a mutual fund kasi walang insurance charges yun eh. Now, bibili lang siguro ko ng UIT or maybe I'll open a Citizec account and trade on my own. You know, talking to somebody, setting aside money for a long-term goal, they need to understand and accept one thing. 20 years is a long, long time. Now, in the next 20 years, what could most probably happen? What is sure to happen? In the next 20 years, what is sure to happen is that all of us will get old. Tama po ba? In the next 20 years, lahat tayo tatanda eh. And as we get old, the chances of us getting sick becomes higher. And no matter how careful you are with your health, pag tumanda tayo, the chances of us getting sick becomes higher. Let's say this person is setting aside money for his retirement 20 years from now. Okay, pinili niya mutual fund kasi wala daw insurance charges. Ayoko ng check ng say insurance charge. It's gonna be a drag on my earnings, sabi sa akin ng kliyente. Alright, so nag-mutual fund siya, nilagay doon ng pera niya. But unfortunately, 10 years down the road, nagkasakit siya, critical. So what would happen? Siyempre, kailangan niyang withdrawin yung pera niya sa mutual fund to pay for his medical treatment. Now, what if ang binili niya ngayon is a BUL and then nag-attach tayo ng critical illness rider to that BUL? 10 years down the road, nagkasakit din siya. Same situation. Kailangan ba niyang galawin yung investment niya or can he just simply claim on the benefits of that critical illness rider? Pag nag-claim siya ng benefit from the critical illness rider, tuloy pa ba ang kanyang retirement? Right, so this is where we need to demonstrate, the superiority of a BUL over a mutual fund. Ito lang yun eh. 20 years is a long time. Okay, sir, if you can tell me the next 20 years, di ka magkakasakit, go ahead, buy a mutual fund. Next, these are the next stage. Now, since kliyente mo na siya ngayon, nagbigay sa'yo ng 100,000 yung kliyente, pero talaga may bahalad ka siguro sa kwet, no? Because after 2 months, yung 100,000 niya when he check his statement, nasa 80,000 na lang, naku po. Effects of market volatility. All right? So you need to have a set of narrative to tell the client to ensure him that this is just normal. No, volatility is part of the game. Volatility is the price that we pay in return for a higher expected return. Right? So ito yung set ng kwento mo, no, to keep the client, to keep him happy. Now once, let's say yung maintenance narrative mo is so successful, the client becomes happy. So what happens next? Dito na pumapasok ang expansion narrative mo. Since the client is already happy with your services as financial advisor, darating siya, Jeff, ano pa meron na produkto ka na makatulong sa akin? Okay, so you see the stages of client development, maintaining a client, and growing the client. Now, sample maintenance narrative. All right, now, I'm sure lahat kayo would have access to this. No? Now, everybody know that over the long term, stock prices almost always goes up, no matter what financial crisis that we are experiencing. Now, sasabihin mo itong COVID-19, di pa ba naka-recover? No, if you look back at the chart, no, we dropped to nasa na ba tayo ngayon? 7,000 pandemic level. Alright? So itong mga volatility na to are just blips, no, that hang the way, no? But over the long term, stock prices almost always goes up. So if your client is setting aside money for a 20-year goal, Alright? Itong mga beliefs na to should not be reason to worry. And second, we are in the demographic sweet spot. Remember? Now, this makes the Philippines a little bit more special as compared to other markets. Now, expansion narrative, right? So, happy niya sa mga ano pa ba meron dyan, Chef? No? So, siyempre, close na kayo ng kliyente mo. Alam mo na yung value ng estate niya. So, ngayon, alam mo, 10 million ng estate niya. Eh, meron siyang 2 anak. No? So, ano bang balak mo dyan sa estate mo, sabi mo, sir? Siyempre, pag tinawag ako ni Lord, hatian ako, tig 5 million sila. No. So, how do you expand the relationship? Sir, gusto mo bang doblehin natin yung pamana mo sa mga anak mo? Next, di ba? Suddenly, dodoblehin, di ba? So, how do you do that? You buy a 10 million peso life insurance policy. Let's say you paid 500,000 to do that. It could be a term, it could be anything. Now, this is just an illustration. So, pag tinawag sa ni Lord, magkano ang hatian ng mga anak niya? 5 million ba or almost double at 9.75? Now, do you think this is something your client would appreciate? Okay, they would only appreciate if they understand that, and it is the role of the narratives to ensure they understand that. Right. So to succeed in this business of ours, in the business of financial advisory, one of the key skill set that we need to develop is the narratives. Okay, why? Our products are very intangible. Clients are not aware of the benefits. No, clients are not even aware of their goals and aspirations. So to be successful, you need to build your skill set in telling stories. All right, explaining what this benefit will do, what this benefit will do, etc. Once you master that narratives and you present it to the client in a step-by-step way, as you develop the relationship, now you could qualify for the MDRT. You could qualify for the court of the table.